If the Tigers have a player who can do everything, and he doesn't do it with regularity but never complains, it would be John B. Walkenfuss. John B. Walkenfuss saw action last year as a catcher, first baseman, outfielder, and designated hitter. One would suspect he's growing a little tired of being a backup catcher, backup first baseman, backup outfielder, and sometime designated hitter. But not John B.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of first base once in a while behind the plate whenever Lance needs a rest, and unless I lose the job, I think I'll probably DH against left-handers. I know they're trying to get another right-hander, but, that doesn't bother me. I just have to do my job, and if I can do that, then I should be pretty well set.
I'm Al Ackerman on the road with the Tigers in Lakeland, reporting for News 4 Detroit.
The Tigers went 84-78 in 1980, Anderson's first full season, finishing fourth in a competitive American League East.
Well, he doesn't want to walk anybody. The tying run will not be at the plate unless somebody gets on. Bumbry will bat next. The 2-0 pitch to Kelly is 3-0. And he's in danger of putting him on. Ball 3, no strike. As Lopez delivers a strike at the knees, and it's 3-1. 11th inning in Baltimore as Kelly checks the signs with Cal Ripken. Do they want him to swing away? I wouldn't think so. The 3-1 pitch. He's taking another one down the middle, and it's 3-2. Full count to Pat Kelly. Rose is the right-hander, Hiller the left-hander for the Tigers in the bullpen. And the 3-2 pitch to Kelly. Struck him out as he threw it by him. He fell behind 3-0 and came back to get him. Well, Lopez has struck out May and Kelly.
That's 5 strikeouts for Lopez since he came in the 8th inning.
Sure is 5. He's allowed 1 hit and he's walked a man. And he's got to get Bumbry to wrap it up. A tough man. He got him on a pop-up the only other time he faced him. Al Bumbry. He did not start the ball game. Batted in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, no strike. Here's a strike. Dan Graham has moved out of the dugout. If Bumbry should get on, he'll bat for Rick Dempsey. Here's Graham. The 1-1 pitch. He taps it foul. Hey, they called it a fair ball. They called it a fair ball as it rolled back fair, and the ball game is over. Boy, some smart playing by Parrish there as he just let it roll back in and Bumbry stood there. How about that, Al?
That's a great way to close it out. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, I want to see that again.
And there you can see the ball. Brumley looks like, hey, no question the ball's foul. It hits foul, but watch it kick back in.
And Parrish, Jerry,
he's hustling after. He sees it, he's going to go after it. And it's a fair ball. Look at the umpire.
Now, Parrish was just waiting, and once that ball got back in fair territory, he just picked it up, and he gets them out. 1, 2, 3 here in the 9th. Well, what a finish. The Tigers, who played them close here all weekend, with the exception of last night's ball game. They had a close game there until the 5th inning. Went to the 11th inning today, and it took a 2-out single by Alan Trammell. And Alan had been struggling, but a home run and a bases-loaded single.
Well, he was 0 for 14, George, before he hit the home run. And that tied the ball game. And, of course, the big hit here in the 11th inning drove in 2. And we also must remember Lopez did an excellent job. We've been saying a little bit about guys not coming in closing it out. He did an excellent job.
Ed Farmer is attacked by Detroit's Al Cowens as Cowens grounds out. A melee ensues.
To help Farmer. who I don't believe even knew what had hit him from behind. There's Foley. There's Junior Moore. Now they're all trying to get in to help LaRussa. Looking for somebody. Ah, there's Sparky Anderson talking to LaRussa. There's Consolo, Billy Consolo. And now Tony LaRussa is talking to the plate umpire, Steve Palermo. I will be amazed if there isn't a fine and a suspension for this cowardly attack by Al Cowan. A fight is a fight, but not when the guy's got his back turned to you. Kuzner got hit in the chin twice. Now he's supposed to be the big macho of the White Sox, but he didn't learn to hold his hands up on those two. How did this a better fight than Leonard and Duran? They had to go 15 rounds. These guys have been going for about 15 minutes. I wonder if Cowens is still in the dugout. You know, I think Cowens has been ejected. He rolled out to Crew. Here's Lance Parrish now. Funny thing, there was no pitch thrown near Cowens. It caught everybody by surprise because they didn't run to first base. Hebner apparently said something to LaRussa. And LaRussa wanted to get to Richie Hebner. Here's Hebner. Look at him at third base. And there's Steve Palermo coming over to calm him down. Here's Lamar Johnson coming out. Lamar Johnson wants a little piece of Hebner. Here's Sparky Anderson now. Now, Hebner's usually a fun-loving guy. I don't know why he would be so irate. Maybe he's got an early date or something.
After order was restored, Farmer gave up the winning runs, and the final was 5-3.
In Detroit, sombreros off to the Tigers' Senor Smoke, Aurelio Lopez, who's lit 12 victory cigars, saved 19, and ranks fourth with 57 points.
1981 was a mess. A labor war split the season in half, fractured the standings, and left fans wondering how much the season really even counted. For 7 weeks in the summer, baseball vanished. It was the longest work stoppage in American sports history at that point. And when the league finally resumed play in August, the entire format had been torn up and rewritten. The season was split into two halves. The first half division winners would face the second half division winners in a brand new division series format, which of course had never existed before. This led to absurd situations like the Reds finishing with the best overall record in baseball and missing the playoffs entirely.
He got him, foul tip. Oh, he says no. Kaiser said it tipped his bat, and Rick Peters said, oh no. You can hear him all the way up here. I think what Kaiser's saying now, well, is a strike anyway.
Well, let's see if we can tell by our replay whether or not he did. It was not a strike.
No.
And we cannot tell whether or not he tipped it, although the catcher went up with the ball. Looked like he indicated somebody was thrown out of the ball game. And then third base umpire got into it with some of the players in the dugout. And now Sparky Anderson's going out to giving his 2 cents worth.
No, Sparky said that's not the way it was. producer is going to have the last say. I think Gene Michael's going to take his team off the field. He's telling them, let's get off the field. I've never seen this happen before. Gene Michael says, we don't have to stand around out there. I've never seen this happen before. The manager of the other team upset because of the argument, and he's taking his team off the field. Now, Nettles is not going to leave. He says, I'm listening to all of this, and I want to know what it's all about. I think what we need to do is take a mic down there, put it right in the middle of all this.
No, although Sparky does not use foul language, but he is getting his 2 cents in. That's a gesture, and he's out of the ball.
He's out of the game. Who threw him out? Howler. I think Howler did, yeah. Gibby will be batting for the first time.
Gibson just has to tell himself that he is a fastball pitcher. He has to get himself started. He has to go for the seats. Look for a fastball in. Generally, that's where they try to pitch him, in tight. So he has to tell himself to get himself ready for that fastball.
1 ball, no strikes. Tigers down by 2 here in the 9th, and they have them on at first and second. Ball 2, no strike. Fly ball deep, right center field, way back, and it is home run! Home run for Gibson in the upper deck in the bleachers. He hit it a mile into the wind in deep right center field. Gibson has hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th.
Boy, he got it all, George. He got it all. I never thought anybody could hit one that far.
He hit it all in the upper deck of the bleachers in right center field in the face of a strong wind. And you see a happy Tiger crew.
What a finish. Woo.
Now watch this.
Look at this. He gets the pitch, and he got it all. 2 balls and no strikes, and let's see his reaction.
Kirk Gibson has just hit one of the longest home runs he'll ever hit in the teeth of a strong wind.
George, where they try to pitch you, and then all of a sudden he's going to be a dramatic hitter, a dynamite hitter once he learns these things.
Well, he really turned this crowd on here today. They have refused to leave the ballpark. Most of them still standing. They did not leave until Gibson came out. So a 3-run homer in the 9th inning wins it for the Tigers, 5-4, makes Lopez the winner, and Ron Davis the loser here today.
Coming up on This Week in Baseball. American League East, second season realignment. Pennant fever strikes the Motor City. The Detroit Tigers, with Sparky Anderson directing traffic, have put the pedal to the metal. Steve Kemp keeps the Tigers purring along, also gets some good long-distance mileage on occasion, while other Bengals keep refueling an offense of interchangeable parts. Richie Hebner, for example, is one of many workers to deliver a winning number on Detroit's high-rolling wheel to the top. But the real difference is pitching. Senor Smoke, Aurelio Lopez, changed brands from bullpen to starting core and proved he could still blow 'em out. And Kevin Sauché, the possessed one, continues to lead the league's hottest bullpen with 12 saves and an ERA around 1 run per 9. Now that's sublime. And helping to secure Detroit's rapidly improved mound work, the steadiest and readiest defensive patrol in the league. Citizen Bandit and sure-handed. Tigers had turned over 8 straight wins. They trailed Texas 4-3 in the 9th inning. Lynn Jones, the batter, a 300 hitter with little power, so they said. But there it is, deep to left field, and that ball is going, and it's gone. Jones' second homer of the year, and it ties the score. Then pinch hitter Rick Peters, 1 for 24 in the second half, got a break. Steve Kemp brings home the bacon for the sizzling Tigers' 9th straight win and 20th in 25 outings, giving Detroit a heartening lead in the first laps of the second season in the American League East.
NBC Sports presents Major League Baseball Game of the Week. Today from Milwaukee County Stadium, it's the Detroit Tigers against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's a beautiful day here in Milwaukee, a bright sun shining. Last night it was a bit cool. Today the temperatures will be in the middle 60s as we get ready for this big game. How big is it? Well, if Milwaukee wins it, it's all over. And of course, Detroit will be trying to keep it going until tomorrow.
Hi everybody, I'm Kurt Gibson of the Detroit Tigers, and I'm here to give you Sparky Anderson's lineup for today. Leading off for us, playing shortstop, our all-dependable Alan Trammell. Batting second will be me, playing center field. Batting third in left field, we'll have Steve Kemp. Batting fourth, a new acquirance for us from the Minnesota Twins, has been doing a great job, Ron Jackson. Batting fifth, designated hitter today, the Hacker. Been around for a while, Richie Hebner. Batting sixth, our catcher, Lance Parrish. Batting seventh, a great opponent of mine, and now a good teammate, Rick Leach. He'll be playing right field. Batting eighth, playing third base, will be Tom Brookins. And batting ninth, our second baseman, Lou Whitaker. Jack Morris will be doing the pitching today for this all-important game, and all I got to say is let's go get them Tigers.
Pete Vukovich to Rick Leach. Then it'll be Tom Brookins and Whitaker, the bottom of the lineup for the Tigers.
Did you know somebody asked me if that was his first name, Post? Ryan was his middle name.
Base hit, left field, only the third hit. So Leach leads it off with a single to left field for the Tigers.
And now it's first and third for Vukovich, and he's got Hebner up there.
With runners at first and third for the Tigers, the Brewer defense will stay at double play depth. Hebner grounded to first and fly to left. Ground ball, could be trouble. Cooper cannot handle it. He may get one, he gets no one. So the tie is broken. The Tigers take the lead 1-0.
Joe Garagiola with Tony Kubek here at County Stadium in Milwaukee. At the end of 6, it's the Tigers 1, Milwaukee nothing. Milwaukee trying to clinch it. Tigers trying to win.
Bottom of the 8th, threatening. Listen to the crowd. We're all tied up.
Seattle Pilot have not been in a fight like this.
They win today, they will clinch a division. The Tigers in trouble. Gorman Thomas waiting. Base loaded. 1 out.
outstanding pitcher. He may be one of the best, if not the best in the league, and we beat a very good team, and we beat a very good pitcher.
The strike-shortened 1981 season saw them go 60-49, again showing potential without breaking through. But behind the scenes, a championship roster was taking shape, piece by methodical piece. As the 1980s progressed, general manager Jim Campbell began making strategic moves to complement the team's homegrown core. One of his first significant acquisitions came in November 1981, when Detroit sent outfielder Steve Kemp to the Chicago White Sox for center fielder Chet Lemon. By 1982, Anderson's patient development began showing results. The Tigers posted a winning record under Sparky, going 83-79. While they still finished fourth in the American League East, internal progress was evident.
Inside a capacity crowd, the boys of spring and summer anxious as ever to play ball. A politician got in the act, catching their first ball. Then the Canadian national anthem. Then the American national anthem. Tiger faithful were almost in agreement as to where the home team would wind up this year.
5th or 6th. No pitching, no hitting. They don't look too good to me.
How the Tigers going to do this year?
First place.
With Rosemont on the mound, Detroit finally got to work for the first time this year, just after 1:30.
Although going 2 for 2, the tremendously talented Gibson had more than just a little trouble in the outfield. 2 missed plays, a bad leg, and all of a sudden, Kirk was pulled from the game. But even a Gibson hoot was just part of the learning experience, according to his always optimistic manager.
He's the best athlete I ever coached. Now that just means pure athlete. That doesn't have nothing to do with good baseball player. He is improving at great strides, but there's no telling when he might stop. If he stops tomorrow, he's going to be an average player. If he continues to go like I think he will be, he has the chances to be a super player.
Base is empty. The 2-1 pitch to Gibson. There's a belt to left. That's gone. Let's watch it. Where is it? Is it out of the park? Yes. It's out of Tiger Stadium. Kirk Gibson has done it. He got it over the roof in right field, over the third deck, out of this ballpark. Let's listen to the crowd. They're still standing here at Tiger Stadium. Kirk Gibson has cleared the roof. A gigantic blast.
A shot estimated between 540 and 600 feet. One of the longest home runs ever. But only the 4th homer of the year for Gibson, who's had to battle great expectations.
I think when you get all that media hype that you start reading your press clippings and you can't help it. It just takes a little bit away from your game, and if I can just take that little bit and put it back into my game this year, I think I can make a bigger contribution.
Well, Kirk, you sure put it all into that one.
The 1983 season brought a major leap forward. Detroit won 92 games, the most for the franchise since their 1968 championship. Their run differential improved dramatically to plus 110, and they finished second in the American League East, 6 games behind the Baltimore Orioles. The pieces were aligning. Morris won 20 games. Trammell hit .319. Whitaker made his first All-Star appearance. The Tigers had transformed from rebuilding to contending, but finishing second wasn't enough for Anderson or his players. They were hungry for more.
Bill James once said that the greatest 5-year span in draft history is between 74 and 78, when the Tigers literally drafted this team from Lance Parrish in 74. You had Lou Whitaker in 75, Trammell, Petrie, Morris in 76. This is a very young core. They were all in their mid-20s.
The pieces added weren't abundant, but they were key. First came the power. Fresh off a 30-homer All-Star season, veteran Darrell Evans brought strong leadership and pop. Later came backup first baseman Dave Bergman over from the National League, as well as a reliever who had the potential to fill a big role.
Swung on and missed.
Sparky got his guy, and with a roster that he had shaped, headed north, brimming.
Told my wife on the phone, I always tell her when we leave camp where we're going to finish. I said, we're going to win this.
Tigers 84 continues. Today's game is brought to you by Light Beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Metrodome in Minnesota. I'm George Kell, along with Al Kaline. It's opening day of the baseball season. There's been several games played during the afternoon. The Tigers opening here in just a couple of moments.
There's a little question mark as far as the pitching, but they plugged a couple of holes as far as getting Hernandez in the bullpen. I think the team looks great. I think they're ready to have a big year.
There's a fly ball, hit the right, it might be, going way back, and it is out of here. A 3-run homer by Evans. And the Tigers have an 8-1 lead. Evans hit one deep to right field to score 3 runs on one big blow here in the 7th inning.
Then they rolled into Chicago, and in their 4th game of the season in front of a national television audience, Detroit made a strong statement.
I remember being real cold, number one, and Jack was always pretty good with that split finger. When the umpires allowed him to blow on his hand like that, it seemed like he got a good grip on the split finger.
He got it on strike.
Morris also got help from a defense already in mid-season form.
Kirk Gibson made the best play of the day out in the outfield there in right field.
1-1 pitch to Rudy as a drive to right field. Gibson going back on the track at the wall, one-hands it.
Once you start to get to the 6th and 7th inning, everybody starts to be aware of their surroundings and start preparing.
Working up the set position now. He goes to his set. Kittle waits. Here it comes. He struck him out, and Morris has a no-hitter. Lance Parrish goes out and grabs him, and the Tigers get a no-hit performance for the first time since 1958 when Jim Bunning did it.
A no-hitter in the first week would be a good start for some, but the Tigers were just getting warmed up as they went on a tear unprecedented in the modern era.
We started off 9-0.
The Tigers post a 6-2 win.
17 games in a row on the road.
And their record goes to 34-5.
By May 24th, they had won an astounding 35 games while losing just 5, an .875 winning percentage, and the best 40-game start in Major League history. This wasn't just a statistical anomaly, it was dominance in every facet of the game.
35-5. I can't even believe that we did it.
The Tigers do it again.
When someone says you were 35-5, you almost have to step back and say, really?
Long drive could be a 3-run blast.
There's been teams that were great and maybe even greater, such as the Yankees, but I have never seen anybody get off that great a start.
1 week ago tonight, the Detroit Tigers took on the Toronto Blue Jays on the season premiere of Monday Night Baseball with Tigers shortstop Alan Trammell in the thick of the action. In the 7th inning, with Toronto leading 3-0, Howard Johnson came to the plate, hit a 3-run homer into the right field foul pole screen to tie the game.
The game then moved to the bottom of the 10th inning. Dave Bergman was the batter, and the crowd was looking for a hero.
Runners taking off, 3-2 pitch is hit high in the air to deep right field, and she is gone. The old three-run homer.
The plea was answered when Bergman hit that home run on the 13th pitch after fouling off 7 straight, hitting one into the upper deck to give Detroit the win in the exciting beginning of Monday Night Baseball for '84.
Dave Bergman may have provided a signature moment for the most dominant team in baseball, but the man he was traded with was having a signature season.
He struck him out, and Hernandez strikes out the side of the 9th inning.
In his first year with the Tigers, Willie Hernandez would go on to convert 32 of 33 save opportunities with an ERA of 1.92 and an aura of invincibility.
When you're going to have a dream season like the Tigers had, you have to have that X factor that nobody expects, and that is what happened to the Tigers in '84. Willie Hernandez became the greatest relief pitcher in baseball from nowhere.
Hernandez would join 5 other teammates at the All-Star game in San Francisco.
And he struck him out on a high pitch. Cal Ripken strikes out. They go out 1-2-3, and at the end of 1, no score. And there it goes to third, and they're going to hold the runner. Now he's going to try to score. Here's the play, and he's going to be out. Easy out at the plate, and a double play. Here's one hit into center field. On the go is Lemon. He's got it. What a play by Lemon. Woo, that ball was hit like a 3-2 pitch. Fly ball to center, and it's all going to be over. He hit it to Chester Lemon, and that's the wrong place. Dan Petrie, what a performance. A 3-hit shutout. They got their 3rd hit here in the 9th inning. The final score, the Tigers 8, Baltimore nothing. And we'll be right back.
Detroit sportscaster Al Ackerman had been sarcastically using the phrase, "bless you boys," during highlights of previous struggling Tigers teams. It was a tongue-in-cheek expression of faux sympathy for a team that seemed perpetually close, but not quite championship caliber. No one could have predicted how this sarcastic phrase would transform. As the Tigers began their historic run, "Bless you boys" was reclaimed by fans and players alike, appearing on merchandise, banners at Tiger Stadium, and becoming the unofficial slogan of the team.
Bless you, boys. This is the year.
So full count here on Kirk Gibson. Not only trying to bunt it, he'll try to bunt with 2 strikes. Not bunting that one as he gets it in the air to deep right field and into the upper deck.
Watch it right here. That ball did a little something. He's got Gibson out on his front foot. He seems to hold back the swing just a little bit, but gets it on the good part of the bat, and it went out of the ballpark.
I'm Fred McLeod live at Tiger Stadium, where the Tigers are getting awfully close to clinching it. They're 3 outs away. They now lead the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 3-0. The Tigers, again, just 3 outs away from clinching the American League East. We'll come back live to Tiger Stadium once they clinch it. I'm Fred McLeod live at Tiger Stadium. The Tigers have done it. The Tigers have clinched the American League East Championship. 50,000 people are going wild. It's party time in Detroit. The Tigers have just beaten the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 3-0, and it's celebration time. The players are trying to wind their way into the clubhouse, and obviously this is a moment they'll never, ever forget. Pandemonium here as the police trying to stage some crowd control, but the players will have to get their celebration done inside. Again, the Tigers have wrapped up the American League East. We'll have much more coming up on Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock.
After their historic start, the Tigers never relinquished first place. They held the top spot in the American League East every single day of the 1984 season, something only a handful of teams have ever accomplished in baseball history.
It is a beautiful, cloudless, windless night for Game 1, the Detroit Tigers against the Kansas City Royals.
The Tigers went into the American League Championship Series as heavy favorites. They'd won 20 more games than the Royals during the regular season, the largest difference in Championship Series history.
The Detroit record superb, the Kansas City record poor, so that would make this upcoming American League Series look like a mismatch.
Like the regular season, the Tigers jumped out to a fast start as Alan Trammell got them going in the first.
It's a deep left field. Motley going all the way back, and it's up against the fence and rolling back on the Carton turf. Whitaker comes in to score. Trammell's going for third, and the Tigers lead 1-0.
Trammell would score to give Jack Morris a 2-0 lead in his first career postseason start. And that was plenty for the Tigers' horse, who went 7 strong innings, leading Detroit to an 8-1 victory. In Game 2, the Tigers again struck early against the Royals' 20-year-old rookie Brett Saberhagen.
That's hit into the right field corner, and here are the Tigers on top again.
Trailing 3-2 late, the Royals would do the seemingly impossible by getting to Willie Hernandez.
And he rips it to left field and into the corner for extra bases. Goes Brown, third, coming for the plate. The game is tied.
They have done what didn't seem possible. They have caught the Detroit Tigers in a late inning.
Hernandez had surrendered the lead in his first postseason save opportunity, and the game was now a battle of the bullpens. But it was the Royals fireman Dan Quisenberry who, in his third inning of work, failed to keep the Tigers caged.
Racing back is Wilson, and it's over his head. Evans comes around third, and he will score, and behind him comes Jones as the Tigers now lead by 2.
Aurelio Lopez showed Detroit's bullpen depth by pitching 3 scoreless innings himself and sending the Tigers back to Detroit with a commanding 2-0 lead.
And the Tigers go home to Detroit, needing 1 win for the American League pennant.
2 days later, the Tigers scratched out an early run in the second.
Castillo swings, ground ball to short. Concepcion over to White. There's one. The relay to first. Not in time. The run scored.
That would be all 17-game winner Milt Wilcox would need, as he threw 8 shutout innings of 2-hit ball. And then handed things over to Hernandez to close it out.
We were scared to death the whole year. We got off to that great start, and we were scared that we were going to blow it. And Sparky kept us honest about it. Then when we got to the playoffs, he goes, it just gets funner. And he goes, in the World Series, that's the funnest of all.
From Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, California, NBC Sports presents the 1984 World Series between the Detroit Tigers and the San Diego Padres.
The first pitch is just a few minutes away. Jack Morris against Mark Thurmond, and with us Sparky Anderson, the manager of the Tigers. Sparky, your club won 104 this year, dominated the American League East, a tough division. Is it too early to begin comparing the 84 Tigers with the Cincinnati clubs you had in the 70s?
Yeah, Bobby, because, that was 9 years, and those guys averaged 96 victories a year. When you ask the club to do that, that's an awful lot of wins. We've averaged 98 with 92 last year and 104 this year for 2 years. If we go 7 more years and keep the pace, then we'll sit down and compare them.
The Tigers were waiting for the Padres, ready to resume their unrelenting push towards a title. 19-game winner Jack Morris would face 14-game winner Mark Thurmond in Game 1. And as usual, Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell got things going early for the Tigers.
Set on him now, Tram. Just set right on him. Line into left field. That's a base hit. Whitaker's to third, and Graham is sending him in to throw to the plate. He's in, and the Tigers have done it again. They scored in the first inning.
But in the bottom of the inning, the Pods took the lead, proving they weren't going to be an easy out, showcasing their trademark postseason resiliency.
Garvey will score. Here comes Nettles to the plate, and he scores 2-1 San Diego.
And the score would stay that way until the 5th inning.
Drive to right field. Wynn going back to the track at the wall. Gone. And there's the home run by Larry Herndon. 2-2. Fastball is hit inside first and down the line. Bavacqua is on his way for 2. Gibson chasing. They're waving Bavacqua to third. The relay to Whitaker. Whitaker to Castillo. They got him.
He stumbled. He stumbled as he rounded second base. It may be that he hasn't been playing, but he stumbled as he rounded second base. And what a play that was.
9-4-5 from Gibson to Whitaker to Castillo.
Right there. That's where he lost it. And that's where he lost the play. Virgil says get down, but basic baseball, hitting the relay man, made the play.
And I will say, Virgil was waving him to third. As you see, Gibson almost fall down in the bullpen. Here's the play, that throw by Whitaker.
Hitting the cutoff man. And that made it basic baseball. Cutoff man.
2 out, 9th inning, bases empty. Tigers 3, Padres 2. Little ground ball to first. This ought to do it. Bergman to the bag, and the lights go out on game 1 in San Diego. Jack Morris goes all the way. Retires the last 6 in a row. He was threatened. The Padres had him on the ropes, and he had the ability to get off the ropes, and they couldn't put him away. The key plays again. They left Gwynn at second. They had first and second and nobody out in the 6th. They couldn't do it, and Bavacqua out at third.
Get it done, Kurt. Right man, right spot.
High fly ball into left field. Back goes Jones, away back. It's gone.
The Tigers' bats were silenced on 2 hits after the first inning, and the Padres had taken game 2.
A trio of Padres. It will be Wiggins.
Suddenly, the 1984 World Series was even, heading back to Detroit.
Welcome to Detroit and Game 3 of the 1984 World Series.
For the first time in 3 games, Detroit failed to take a lead in the first. No problem. They scored 4 in the second.
Marty swings, long belt to left. That one is gone. A home run, a 2-0 lead for the Tigers in the second inning.
And that would prove to be enough, as Willie Hernandez came on in the 7th to shut down the Padres' last threat. With a run in and a man on third, 2 out, and Terry Kennedy at the plate.
Kennedy, here it comes. He swings as a fly ball to center. Lemon going back, still back, reaches, makes the catch for the out. A good running catch by Lemon.
Chad Lemon's grab helped put the Tigers up 2-1 in the series, as the Padres started to come to grips with what they were up against. And the better team's best player was a local San Diego boy who was hammering his hometown team.
She swings, there's a drive to left, it's deep. It is way back, and it is gone. A 2-run homer by Trammell. A 2-0 lead for the Tigers in the first inning.
Like they did in games 1 and 2, Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell got the Tigers going, and Trammell would continue his onslaught in pursuit of the World Series MVP.
Shaw ready, kicks and deals. Here's a swing, and there's another drive to left. It's deep, and this one is gone. The second home run by Trammell. And the Tigers now lead it 4-1. Whitaker scores. Here comes Trammell running home his second consecutive home run. What a series it's been for Alan Trammell. They're standing here. They want Trammell to come out and take a curtain call. There he is.
The Tigers' ace, Jack Morris, was on his game again, throwing his second complete game, crafting his reputation as a clutch postseason pitcher.
Line to right at Gibson.
Jack pitched outstanding, and we're up 3-1 right now. I'm just a very happy man right now.
NBC Sports presents the 1984 World Series. Today,
Game 5, the San Diego Padres versus the Detroit Tigers.
The Tigers are poised to claim that page in the World Series scrapbook, leading 3-1, and history does not offer much encouragement to the Padres.
You come in saying, this is it, man, we want to get it done, let's finish it here.
It is said that to win a championship, the stars have to play like stars. Kirk Gibson was the only player in the AL with at least 20 homers and 20 steals. Now in Game 5, it was time for this local Detroit product to shine.
And there goes the Michigan State and all of Tigerdom. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Detroit's right fielder got the Tigers off to another first-inning lead with a 2-run blast. And though the Padres battled back gamely, Kirk Gibson would not be denied. In the 5th, with Gibson prowling on third base and the game tied, pinch hitter Rusty Kuntz lifted a pop-up behind second.
Wiggins makes the catch and coming to the plate and scoring is Gibson. So it is 4-3 Detroit.
And then in the 8th, with the game still in the balance and the Tigers only up 1, Gibby came up to face the Goose. With runners at second and third, first base was open.
Kirk Gibson comes up, and I looked over in the dugout, and Dick was going 4-4. Put him on, like this, and I'm shaking my head. Well, Dick calls timeout.
First base is open, 2 men on. It's a very simple strategy. 4 balls, put him on.
He told him 4, he's coming out. I can't believe he changes his mind. I can't believe it.
I've had good success against this team.
Huh?
I've had good success.
You mean you're talking about striking him out?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. 1 man out.
I looked over at Sparky, and he said he didn't want to walk you.
Yeah, he don't want to walk you.
I'm thinking, no kidding, and he thinks he's going to strike me out.
Gossett is saying, I can get him. Well, we'll see.
Kirk Gibson made his major league debut, his very first at-bat in the big leagues, against Goose Gossett. That's a great way to break in. And Gossett struck him out on 3 pitches.
Blew him away, Sparky says.
And maybe because of that, Gossett is saying, I can get him. They give Gibson the left field foul line. Brown is in left. And there it goes! Intentional walk.
And that'll be another one of those things that'll haunt Dick Williams because it looked like they were going to maybe set up the double play, but Williams was doing all the talking.
Saddest words of tongue and pen. What might have been for San Diego. And this crowd in Detroit delirious. Kirk Gibson has 5 RBIs. Here's the story of the inning, of the game, of the series, of the year.
Here's the pitch. He swings. There's a long drive to right, and it is a home run for Gibson. A 3-run homer. The Tigers lead it 8-4 in the 8th inning.
Gibson's home run set the stage for the Tigers' first world championship since 1968.
Here's the pitch. He swings, and there's a fly ball to left. Here comes Herndon. He's there. He's got it. The Tigers are the champions of 1984. They race on the field of Bob Hernandez. The Tigers have won the World Series. They are the champions of the world in 1984.
And the Tigers have won it. Pandemonium here at Tiger Stadium.
Sparky Anderson, 104 victories in the regular season, Sparky. You add on the postseason, you lost only 1. The composite is 111 and 59.
Bobby, I don't care about none of that. The only thing I care is the public could see, to me, one of the most class teams and people that I've ever been around.
Alan, yesterday's ball game, that had to be the thrill of a lifetime. The 2 2-run homers, the 4 RBIs.
There's no question, but this is even specialer right here. This is what it's all about. We're going to get that ring. This is the most important day of my life. I'm going to celebrate.
Our man who'll be keeping an eye on the Tigers all season long, Eli Zarrett, is standing by at the ballpark with the highlights of today's game. Eli?
Well, Jack, you really couldn't ask for more. Not only did they come from behind to win the game, but a rookie, and really the big story of the entire spring, affirmed Sparky's faith in him, Chris Pitaro coming through. But in the 8th inning, Chris Pitaro got his 3rd hit of the day, a big league debut to match any in memory. He bleeds it through. Herndon scores. That made it 4-4. Whitaker later scored on Lemon's sacrifice fly, put the Tigers up 5-4. Then Willie Hernandez came on to pitch the 9th, and he gets them 3 up, 3 down. Carmen Castillo grounding out a very close play here. Trammell with a strong throw to first. Morris gets the win. Hernandez gets the save, and young Chris Pitaro becomes the hero of the day.
The trouble began in the center field bleachers of Tiger Stadium, where rowdyism among some fans is nothing new. Over the years, bleacher bums, or bleacher creatures as they've been called, have thrown beach balls, cherry bombs, garbage, and bottles onto the field. They've even jumped onto the field only to be wrestled to the ground and arrested. Last week, the vulgarity and outrageous behavior became uncontrollable as thousands of patrons in the bleachers ignored public address system pleas that asked in the name of common decency to stop chanting obscenities. Obscenities heard not only in the ballpark, but picked up unbleeped by television and radio microphones. As far as Jim Campbell, president of the Tigers, was concerned, it was the bleacher bum's last stand, and he ordered the 11,000-plus bleacher seats closed indefinitely.
At least we're going to try and convince those people that come out here and misbehave that we're not going to put up with it. And if they never come back to a ball game, it won't bother me.
The bleachers are back open again, and the so-called bleacher creatures have another chance to show they are not as rowdy as some would believe.
They started lining up outside the stadium hours before the game. So-called bleacher creatures couldn't wait to get their favorite seats back.
I'm glad that he finally opened it up again. It never should have closed them in the first place.
Tigers president Jim Campbell ordered the center field bleachers closed May 5th because fans were chanting an obscene parody of a beer slogan.
Although the bleachers are back in operation today, that doesn't mean they'll remain open the entire season. It's a good bet Campbell will order everyone out of here again if there's any more trouble. At Tiger Stadium, I'm Dave Gilbert, Channel 7 Action News reporting.
Ball 2, strike 1. Brookins, Gibson, and Parrish, the Tiger base runners. Here's a drive hit deep, way back in right center. Well hit and gone. A home run. A grand slam home run for Darrell Evans.
Probably the biggest turnaround for the Detroit Tigers was the Evans getting hot with the bat. And he just hits one, about 390 feet in the right center field. A grand slam home run for Evans. Sparky Anderson turns him loose, 3-1, and now he lets him go again and hits a pretty good pitch. The ball looked like it was out over the plate. The ball carries very, very well here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, and it just makes it over the fence. A good try by Shelby in center field.
Well, he did. He got close to it. Three runs on 5 hits for the Tigers, 3 runs on 8 hits for the Birds. Here's a long drive. If it stays fair, and it is, it's gone. Bergman has hit a home run, and the Tigers take the lead.
Oh, Berge hits this one like a shot, a rifle line drive that didn't get a chance to curve foul.
No, he really didn't.
He hit it to the shortest part of the ballpark, right down the right field line, on a line, you can see there. He hit it so hard it couldn't curve.
Detroit Tigers knew the pressure last year, Greg. They don't feel it now, and they're ruining the season for somebody else, perhaps.
Makes the game easier to play, too, Chris. Hats off to Detroit Tigers slugger Darrell Evans, who took a step into the history book last night in Detroit's 4-2 win over the Toronto Blue Jays. Evans stepped to the plate leading 1 home run to become the first ever to hit 40 homers in each league, and did he get it? All of it. With this shot, the 38-year-old Evans also is the oldest American leaguer ever to hit 40 home runs in a single baseball season.
A while ago, it was the farthest thing from my mind, and the one thing that's important to me right now is that I'd like to play the
this game for a lot longer, and this is one step towards that. And all the thrills that we had last year and all the excitement, I'd like to get a little taste of that again, and maybe this will mean that I'll get to play a little longer. And, it means something to me, sir. Certainly, my grandkids can have that ball and all that stuff, but, it'll mean a lot more when it's over with.
Cold day in Motor City as the Red Sox face Detroit in the season's opener on April 7th. 14-year veteran and 1985 game-winning RBI leader Dwight Evans led off the game and the season as no one ever had.
Left center and gone. Home run, Dwight Evans. My goodness. Evans comes across hitting the first pitch of the season, 400 feet away. Mercy. Mercy indeed.
And there were long ball shots by Jim Rice, Don Baylor, and Rich Gedman. Unfortunately, Tiger Kirk Gibson matched the effort in the fifth against starter Bruce Hurst, and then later against reliever Sammy Stewart. 6-5, the Tigers won. The Sox lost the first game of the 1986 season.
And you might recall in Minnesota last year, he forgot to bring his uniform, left it in the trunk of his car. They had to buy one at a souvenir stand, and with a marking pencil, mark in his number 1. As Whitaker hits it high in the air to deep right field, and Strawberry looks up. This one is gone. Lou Whitaker being serenaded with a chorus of Lou's, as is the case in Detroit, who has hit 3 home runs in his last 5 regular season games, makes it 2-0.
Gooden gets the curveball up in the strike zone. 0-2, you want to get it down, belt high. Second time he's seen that pitch, and he gets all of it. You have to do that here in the afternoon.
315 game winner. He has lost 263 games in his tremendous career. He was 0-2 against Detroit last year, 1-6 lifetime.
Lou Whitaker will lead it off. Larry Herndon and Gibson will follow. And the first pitch from Necro. 1 ball, no strikes. Sweet Lou, he had 2 home runs last night, batted in 3, and he got the game-winning home run in the 9th inning. And here's a long drive, way back and gone. Third deck. Oh.
Is that ball hopped up or not? Sweet Lou. How many times has he done this in his tremendous career with the Tigers, leading off the ball game with a home run? Number 6 on the year for Sweet Lou.
Third deck, too, Al.
Third deck. That's a Gibson shot up there.
At the time, we'd been throttled pretty good by Baltimore, Milwaukee, New York, Boston.
Greenwell long to the opposite field. It is off into the stands.
We had taken the wrong end of the stick for a while.
The Tigers are turned away.
The Tigers had been languishing near the bottom of the AL East, while Toronto was battling the Yankees for first place. The Tigers, meanwhile, finally woke up, and by the start of the summer, they hit their stride.
So with 2 out, here comes Lou Whitaker. Miller Lite player of the game is Lou Whitaker. Miller Lite is happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Whitaker to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. And that is Sweet Lou Whitaker.
By mid-August, the Tigers were back in form and contending for first place with the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
They were a very, very dangerous team. It starts really with the middle part of their infield. Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, you know, they were a dynamic duo in the middle part of that infield.
Nice play by Tram. They get one to throw to first. Double play, and the ball game is over.
And they had a good combination of guys that could knock the ball. The ballpark.
It could be. It is gone.
While the Tigers were blasting their way to a major league leading 225 homers, they were getting solid pitching from a staff led by workhorse Jack Morris.
3 games over.
When you played against him, you hated him. You wanted to beat him so bad. But then when you played on his team, you loved him.
Got him swinging. Strike 3.
Because he went out there and said, hey, guys, we're winning this game.
Just when the league thought Detroit's pitching couldn't get any better, the Tigers made a late-season trade for the Braves' Doyle Alexander, who had an immediate impact.
Struck him out.
To get Doyle Alexander, they had to give up a minor league pitcher who had been a top draft pick for them from Detroit. His name was John Smoltz.
Still, the Tigers had gained a bona fide arm for the stretch drive.
Strike 3.
As Alexander went 9-0, and Detroit stayed neck and neck with the Blue Jays. In late September, a half game out of first, the Tigers went to Toronto for a weekend showdown.
There's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball right side. Lewis headed for home. He can throw it. Got away, and Toronto wins.
First of all, I don't know why it's such a big deal. I guess if it won this time of the season, wasn't the two teams playing. I mean, this is the way I played all the time. The guys in the National League know I come in, to try to keep them from getting out. We end up scoring 2 runs. The main thing about that slide was to get us an extra out, and the extra out got us 2 runs. It wasn't a slide that hurt him. It was the wood around second base who did it. It came down on his elbow on that, and I had nothing to do with that.
Toronto has given up 54 intentional walks. So these two managers think a great deal alike, which makes it even more of a surprise that Trammell doubled into the corner to drive in Gibson. Matt Noakes at the plate. And he lifts one to deep right field. Back goes Barfield on the track, and it is gone. Home run, Detroit. So the Tigers in this series led 2-0 Thursday night and lost 4-3. They led 2-0 last night and lost 3-2, and they lead 3-0 in the first inning today. Steve has allowed 16 home runs. And the bases loaded. Whitaker, Evans, and Trammell. Fastball and a high drive into deep right. The wind's got it. It is a grand slam home run.
The Blue Jays took the first 3 games.
Line drive, base hit. Here comes Thornton to win it.
And each win was more dramatic than the last.
Every game was either a 1-run game, extra inning game. Every single game came down to somebody making a mistake or somebody being a hero.
There's a long blast, deep right field to tie the ball game. Home run, Gibson.
With Kirk Gibson's homer and his 13th inning game-winning single, the Tigers left town 2.5 games out of first.
Tigers are still in the hunt, and they're still alive.
Down to the final weekend of the season, the Tigers had closed the gap to 1 game. Now, playing host to the Blue Jays with 3 games to play, it was do or die for both teams.
High corn from the belt. Ball 1 outside. Wrapped to short and through Manny Lee's legs. That's it. The Tigers take a 1-game lead to the regular season's final day. And just as the game has its glory and its excitement,
it has its cruel aspects as well, and Manny Lee can tell you about that. He made 2 errors today, and that was just the ball they wanted. Not only could they have gotten the force at the plate, they might have been able to go 6-2-3 for a double play as sharply as that was hit and right at Lee.
They will remember Manny Lee's error, but they will forget to walk that Musselman gave to Gibson. And when you are forced to come in, as the Blue Jays defense was, as an infielder, you don't get a chance to play or hop. It was hit sharply. It was an error. It was something he should have stopped. But the inexperience in a pressure situation may have hurt the Blue Jays twice, both coming at the shortstop spot. Tony Fernandez, where are you? In between hop, doesn't stay down. The tall grass catches it right through the wickets.
Who's our player of the game? I say we divide it between Morris and Flanagan.
I agree with you.
Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the names of Jack Morris and Mike Flanagan to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Exactly a week ago, the Tigers trailed by 3.5. They are now up by 1 going into tomorrow when Tanana will try and win it for them against Jimmy Key.
It's a perfect day. It's a perfect setting. It could turn out to be a perfect afternoon for the Tigers. Tigers and Blue Jays have played 161 games. The Tigers have a 1-game lead going into what could be the finale of the regular season.
A win by Detroit today, and the Tigers go to the playoffs. A win by the Blue Jays today, and Toronto forces a 1-game playoff tomorrow.
Frank Tanana, tremendous success against the Blue Jay because his strength, which is changing speeds, getting the hitters out with curveballs and changeups, is the Toronto's weakness, and that has been their weakness in the 6-game losing streak.
2 out, bases empty. We're in the 2nd inning. No score. And Orge goes down on strike. And Tanana in the shadows has struck out 3 through 2. After 1.5, Toronto nothing, Detroit nothing.
Platoon bases with Herndon all year long, and you bring up a guy from the minors.
High drive to left field. Bell is going back and still going back, and it's gone.
Well, the favorite in the American League East were the Cleveland Indians. And why? Because they led the American League in runs and batting average last year.
That's grounded down to Trammell. Should be 2 to Whitaker 1. Double play.
It leaves yourself with George Bell trying to maybe hit more home runs than he's capable of doing, even though he has hit 47. Barfield, who struggled all year.
And that's called strike 3 to Fielder.
And then you got Tanana out there doing his thing.
Number 7 for Frank.
Well, his thing is rather formidable this afternoon. This year, Tanana had 137. He's got 144 strikeouts. That's the most strikeouts he's had in 10 years. So he is really honing his style of pitching.
Squibber. Tanana has it. And they're 3 outs away. With the changeup. And Sparky Anderson is 3 outs away from going to the playoffs for the 7th time as a manager. Three-two. 1-0 Detroit. Chopper to Morrison. Scooped by Evans.
expected this season to go down to the final day. I certainly would have liked to have clinched it earlier, but it just wasn't meant to be. We're supposed to win it on the last day, and hopefully it'll carry over and help us in the playoffs.
Detroit wins the East. Next stop, Minneapolis.
After capturing the American League East, the Tigers were riding a wave of momentum that many expected would carry them past the Twins and into the World Series.
The 4 steps that got us to this point, with the Twins on the brink of their first trip to the World Series since 1965, and the Tigers on the brink of elimination. Gary Gaetti with 2 home runs in Game 1 at the Wild Metrodome, and the Twins jump out in front. The next night, Juan Berenguer finishes the Tigers off, and does it with a flourish. The Twins take a 2-0 lead out of the Metrodome and to the Motor City. There, the Tigers grab a 5-0 lead in Game 3, proceed to blow it, and trail 6-5 with a man aboard in the last of the 8th.
Sheridan drives one to deep right, way back, it's on its way, and the Tigers have the lead.
The Tigers win it 7-6, and they're back in the series. But in Game 4, with the Tigers down by a run and threatening, Darrell Evans is picked off third base with only 1 out. And later, his error in the field will lead to an unearned Twins run. And by virtue of those 2 mistakes, by the great and distinguished veteran, Minnesota wins it 5-3 and takes a 3-1 edge in the 1987 American League Championship Series. Today from Tiger Stadium, it's the Minnesota Twins versus the Detroit Tigers. A chilly day in Detroit, and Tiger fans are chilled by the prospect that their team, with baseball's best record during the regular season, faces triple match point against the team with the worst record of all 4 postseason qualifiers.
The Minnesota Twins are in the World Series.
After winning 2 of 3 in Detroit, the Twins went home to Minnesota, the unlikeliest of pennant winners.
The move isn't particularly something that I wanted to do. My wish all along was to stay in Detroit.
But it came down to money. Kirk Gibson's association with the Tigers ended when he accepted the Dodgers' lucrative free agent offer. For Gibson, it's a new team, a new league, and a new start.
I look at this as a challenge.
Gibson's departure marks the second time in as many years the Tigers have lost one of their stars to free agency. Last year, Lance Parrish went to Philadelphia. And while Gibson is gone, the Tigers feel they did everything they could to keep him in a Detroit uniform.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Long drive! This could be! It is a grand slam! Tigers win!
And he centers it right down the middle. And Alan Trammell watches his head come right on over that ball and just take those hands through the ball. Hits it off the facing of the second deck, no doubt about it. Only 3 hits in the inning, scored 6 runs, but there were 3 walks. 3 walks, 3 hits. Walks will kill you every time.
A full house waiting for Allen as he came home with the winning run. The Tigers score 6 in the 9th to beat the Yankees 7-6. Lynn drives it deep to right field. It is a home run for Fred Lynn, a rocket. His 11th home run of the year. His 2nd hit of the day. His 2nd RBI of the year, and he is a happy man.
number 300 for Fred Lynn in his career.
That ball went out of here in a hurry.